Coming up on News Live at 6, this year's Safety and Crime Report has been released. We'll break down all the details and what it means just ahead.
Plus, a government shutdown is looming over the U.S. What a Central New York congressman has to say about it.
And our Leah Cohn is speaking with Jewish students here on the Hill, their reactions to anti-Semitic incidents on campus. News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
A lot of news we're following tonight. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Bradley Hoppenstein.
And I'm Benjamin Schiller, in for Olivia Maniscalco. We begin tonight with crime on campus. The Department of Public Safety today releasing a document to students that details incidents on campus. They range from burglaries to bias incidents. Citrus TV's Brandon Myers has been looking through the numbers all day. Brandon, what is the university saying tonight?
Hey, Ben, well, definitely with this new report, we are seeing a lot of new information. So let's take a look here at a lot of the trends we've seen from 20 to 2022. Taking a look now at rape cases, as you can see, there's definitely a clear increase from 2021 to 2022, ending off at 17 on campus and 16 in residential facilities, everything such as dorms. Moving on now to burglary cases. From 2020 to 2021, a huge decrease from in the hundreds only down into the teens. But from 2021 to 2022, we have seen a bit of an increase, ending off at 28 on campus and 25 in residential facilities. Taking a look now at stalking cases on campus, there's definitely a major increase, ending off at 22 in 2022. In residential facilities, rather, we're definitely seeing a not as big of an increase, but we are seeing 8 in 2022. And finally, drug law violations, we're actually seeing a bit of a decrease, going down to 5 on campus and 4 in residential facilities. But I'm sure you're wondering, well, what's going on now here in 2023? We are seeing a lot of bias incidents recently. For example, earlier this month, we saw a swastika written on a whiteboard in Brewster being the latest. Not much comment from DPS, though. Leah Cohn is in studio tonight with reactions from the Jewish community members and how they're dealing with the increase in hate. Leah?
Even with Syracuse University's large Jewish community, there are still incidents of anti-Semitism on campus. We spoke with Jewish students and the community organization Hillel on the recent bias event at Brewster Hall.
No, this definitely did happen, and someone is, spreading hate.
According to a bias incident reported by DPS, last week an anti-Semitic incident occurred on the 10th floor of Brewster Hall in BBB. BBB resident Michael Kanina told Citrus TV that someone had drawn a swastika on the whiteboard in the floor lounge. Another event had just occurred in late August when a man yelled through his car window an anti-Semitic slur at a Syracuse employee. We spoke again with Kanina to understand how BBB students are now feeling.
The fact that something so ignorant could make its way into a place of education, higher learning, and acceptance is quite frankly, I think, just really horrendous.
Jewish student and RA of Boland BBB, Rachel Miniman, told Citrus TV how she thinks university and DPS should be handling the situation at hand.
I do think it would be beneficial for them to at least say that an incident has happened and then have a meeting with the community to address, we need to be better as a community. I'm frankly kind of shocked that BBB hasn't had a meeting with the residents to talk about BRIs and how they should be doing better as a community, but I hope that's in the works.
Miniman, who is a member of Hillel, the Center of Jewish Life on campus, told us how they support her as a Jewish individual and bring Jewish community to campus. In response to the recent event in Brewster, Executive Director of Hillel, Jillian Junie, released a statement to Citrus TV. We are aware of the anti-Semitic graffiti that was found in Brewster Hall, and we have been in communication with the student and their family. Whenever there is a report to Hillel about anti-Semitism, we work alongside Hendricks Chapel and Syracuse University to provide support to those impacted and to raise awareness of resources such as the Department of Public Safety and Stop Bias. Through this approach, Syracuse Hillel meaningfully addresses anti-Semitism when it occurs, while also building our thriving Jewish community. In addition to the bias report itself, DPS refused to make a statement on any updates at this time, but told CitrusTV to expect more information on Tuesday of next week. According to Rachel, BBB is now displaying and handing out bias incident information cards to help prevent bias incident events from happening in the future. Students can visit DPS's website to report incidents of bias across campus to help keep Syracuse University a safe place.
All right, Leah and Brandon, thank you both for your important coverage tonight. Well, Chancellor Kent Syverud is finally breaking his silence on the recent college conference realignment, with 2 California teams joining the Atlantic Coast Conference. In June, Stanford, UC Berkeley, and SMU joined the ACC. This morning at a U Senate meeting, Syverud said the world of college sports continues to evolve and we're far from done with changes. He says the school has added to the conference aligned with SU's academic profile and athletic strengths, adding he and athletic director John Wildhack are on the same page that the addition of these schools gives the conference long-term stability.
And legendary sportscaster and SU alum Bob Costas will be on campus tomorrow afternoon as part of the Leaders in Communication series. He'll be discussing his career in broadcasting and sports media and how the industry has changed since he graduated from SU in 1974. He'll be speaking at the Herg Auditorium in Newhouse tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Well, if you can see through the clouds tonight here in CNY, you might actually be able to catch a glimpse of the last supermoon of the year. The harvest moon will rise in just over half an hour and set just after 7 tomorrow morning. The phenomenon got its name because it typically means the end of the summer harvest. Now a supermoon occurs when the moon moves closer to the Earth, making it look both bigger and brighter. If you miss this one, you better mark your calendar. The next supermoon, September 18th, 2024. And Ben, you know, we talk a lot about the clouds here in CNY. We talk about the endless gray days, but today it was clear, it was sunny, and if you want to see that supermoon tonight, I bet you will.
You know, something I like to say back home is it's a bad day to be a cloud. There was not one cloud in the sky earlier today. It was actually a gorgeous day outside. Let's toss it out to Max Williams. He's on our Citrus TV weather deck. Max, will that weather continue for this week?
Yes, it will, Ben. It is so nice outside right now. Syracuse sitting at 73 degrees with mostly sunny skies. Now, as we get into tonight, turning to mostly cloudy with temperatures not dropping too much, only to the mid-50s. Now, here's a look at your weekend forecast, looking beautiful with sunny skies and temperatures within the mid-70s. Guys, I'll send it back over to you in studio.
Citrus TV weather anchor Max Williams, thank you so much for that report. The Onondaga County District Attorney says carbon monoxide poisoning is to blame for a 2-year-old's death in Syracuse. She was found dead in a running car. Onondaga County District Attorney Bill Fitzpatrick says Syracuse police responded to an apartment parking lot in the Eastwood neighborhood just after 9 a.m. on Wednesday. When authorities arrived, they found a man, a woman, and a child all unresponsive. All 3 were transported to the hospital where that child was pronounced dead. Fitzpatrick says the mother is in critical condition tonight. The father is now awake. The DA says police are looking into that family's housing situation. They say the girl's death appears to be an accident.
Yeah, and then Onondaga County Sheriff Toby Shelley, he's doing a town hall next Tuesday. If you have any questions, you should send them in. It's being hosted by the Washington Square Neighborhood Watch and Task Force in Syracuse. The sheriff, he's been under fire recently after that deputy-involved shooting of 2 teens earlier this month. Again, if you have any questions, you can submit them online, and you see that email on the bottom of your screen. The event will be at Destiny, the Destiny Christian Center on Turtle Street. Doors will open at 5:30 p.m.
An Oswego County woman has been sentenced to 20 years in prison after she pleaded guilty to first-degree assault and second-degree manslaughter charges today. Lisa Walden was sentenced earlier this month in Oswego County Court for stealing her son's disability and SSI benefits after his death. Officials say she used those benefits to pay for personal expenses, including a trip to Myrtle Beach.
2 men are in the hospital after 2 unrelated stabbings Wednesday night on Syracuse's south side. Police say a 40-year-old is responsible for one of those stabbings. Police also say one of them stemmed from a fight before they got to the scene. Both victims, a 32 and 60-year-old man, are expected to survive, with police still investigating the incidents.
Local police departments are warning residents once again to lock their cars. Skinny Atlas police say there have been multiple thefts in the Lakeside Village this past week. They also say people have been breaking into cars to steal items. Now, New York State Police and the County Sheriff Office are getting involved. The County Sheriff's Office says all residents, no matter their town or village, should take extra precautions and secure their valuables.
Shoppingtown Mall could soon be buzzing once again. According to DeWitt officials, a public hearing for residents to share their ideas for what to do with the abandoned mall will be held next week. Right now, there's a $400 million redevelopment plan in the works that would make it into District East, a mixed-use retail and residential area with some entertainment spots. The forum is being held to decide on a vote that would change the town's development code. So if approved, the new village center would need to include wider sidewalks and greenery for residents and patrons. The mall has been closed since the start of the pandemic.
Oswego City Police say a 15-year-old male brought a gun to an elementary school playground on Wednesday. Police say they interviewed the suspect who threatened to shoot the kids around him. Police took a BB gun from the 15-year-old. They say he took the weapon after an argument with his classmates.
And a school bus driver was killed Wednesday afternoon just outside of Rochester after the bus collided with another. Police say the bus driver and one of two students on board suffered minor injuries. The students were on their way back from a group field trip, but first responders now praising the adults on the bus for helping the students get to safety. Police are still looking into the cause of the crash that ended up with a fire that happened.
Still ahead, the latest on the potential government shutdown and what one local leader is saying he won't do if it happens.
And the Powerball jackpot approaching 10 figures. Find out what the drawing is and just how much. Stay with us on News Live at 6.
Welcome to an excellent episode of Live from Studio B.
You're watching Citrus TV News live at 6 with Bradley Hoppenstein, Olivia Maniscalco, and Max Williams. Now, your campus news leader continues.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. The latest now on the government speeding toward a shutdown. Washington is struggling to pass a budget that would keep the federal government open before Saturday night's deadline.
Well, the federal government last shut down in December of 2018. That pause lasting for a record 35 days. A shutdown would have major ramifications on the functions of federal agencies. Non-essential employees may be furloughed, national parks may close, and food assistance programs could lose funding. And during the shutdown, members of Congress will receive paychecks. That's something Central New Yorkers and Central New York Congressman Brandon Williams learned this morning.
Yeah, Washington Journal host Greta Brawner pressing Williams in an interview on whether he would continue to receive his $174,000 annual salary during a federal shutdown. While most federal employees would be furloughed, here's what he had to say.
I will. Our job does not end in a shutdown. We don't get to stay home. We stay there and make it work. I am not independently wealthy, and we are like any other family.
But criticized on social media, Williams is changing course just a few hours after that interview, writing on X, quote, "I have directed that the House suspend my pay to share the burden of a potential government shutdown. Meanwhile, I am engaged in the fight to end one."
The first-term congressman claiming in an appearance that he is not independently wealthy, but Williams has listed a net worth of at least $3.1 million in financial disclosure documents, according to the Syracuse Post-Standard. And staying in Washington, no more casual dress in the Senate. The body unanimously passed a formal dress code today after just a week after Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer stopped enforcing it thanks to Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman's casual attire. The bipartisan bill was sponsored by Democrat Joe Manchin of West Virginia and Republican Mike Lee of Utah.
The bill establishes a formal dress code for the Senate. Before, it was just a custom. It requires that men wear a jacket, tie, and slacks, but does not specify a dress code for female senators. Fetterman has agreed to wear business attire on the Senate floor.
Well, Ben, I think we're going to have to try our luck soon because the Powerball jackpot just continues to climb. The purse now up to $925 million after no ticket matched all 6 numbers in Wednesday night's drawing. But while the jackpot's still up for grabs, one New Yorker lucked out.
And that was not me, actually. A ticket sold at a Queens grocery store matched all 5 white numbers for a $1 million prize. The current jackpot is the 3rd largest this year and 8th largest in history. The odds of winning the Powerball are 1 in 292 million chances. The next drawing is on Saturday night. Michael Gambon, the celebrated actor best known for his role as Dumbledore in the Harry Potter film franchise, has died. Gambon passed away peacefully on Wednesday after a battle with pneumonia, according to a statement from his publicist.
Born in Ireland, Gambon first rose to notoriety on stage. He was one of the original members of London's famed Royal National Theatre. He also appeared in a pair of Wes Anderson films and lent his voice to the Paddington franchise. Gambon retired from acting in 2015. His career spanning more than 60 years. Michael Gambon was 82 years old.
Coming up, I'll have a look at your full 5-day forecast. Stay with us.
Here's to the straggly ones, the lopsided ones, the first ones, the I miss my beard ones. But hey, I look good with this ones. But no way he's grown that in a week ones. The black, brown, red, and gray ones. That one. The itchy ones. The never forgotten ones. The ones grown by Dad. The ones grown for Dad. The started late ones. The absolutely filthy ones. The drawn on ones, the finger ones, the pin ones. The I nearly didn't do it this year ones. And the yeah, why not ones. They all raise awareness, raise funds, start conversations, and save lives. Because whatever you grow will save a bro. Learn more at Movember.com.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. Looking at your temperatures across the region, Syracuse still staying at 73 degrees, but we're pretty warm across the area, still within the upper 60s. Cortland and Binghamton the lowest at 64. And so if you're me and you love apple picking, well, it's apple picking season, so you're gonna love this forecast. So this is your apple picking forecast for the weekend. So Friday, tomorrow, 71 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, and it's in a yellow apple, which indicates that it might be a good day, but you might want to wait for another day. And Saturday, the same thing, 73 degrees, partly sunny skies. You're gonna wanna wait on that day because Sunday is gonna be your best day for apple picking. 75 degrees, mostly sunny skies, and it's in green because that is your best day to go. Now looking at your 5-day forecast, tomorrow, again, chance for some rain, mostly cloudy skies, but your weekend looking beautiful. Temperatures within the mid-60s and sunny skies. Looking ahead to your next week, beautiful. Look at this, 80 degrees. That's crazy, very unseasonable for this time. But guys, that's all I have for you. Back to you.
Max, coming up in sports, Syracuse football faces its first ACC test in under 48 hours with an undefeated record hanging in the balance. Plus, we have a check-in on October baseball with the playoffs looming. And golf fans, we have something for you as well when we return to Citrus TV News live at 6.
They took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
We get an opportunity to play the Clemson Tigers, and we enjoy that game.
Q's Countdown is live. We welcome you to a live edition of Q's Countdown.
Brand new year, time to right the wrong.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
It's impossible for teams 800 miles away to be rivals. But when it comes to Syracuse football, Clemson is as close as it gets. Welcome into sports. I'm Andrew Selover. When you think of college football rivalries, you think of Thanksgiving, the Iron Bowl, and the game. No matter how good the teams are, the game is always close. And the crowd has that extra little bit of juice. Syracuse versus Clemson has felt like that over the past decade. Passionate battles that get SU head coach Dino Babers excited as well.
We like playing those guys. They've beaten us a lot. We feel like we like playing them. We know that they're the best, and it gives you an opportunity to go against the best.
While Dino Babers admits that Clemson has beaten Syracuse a lot over the past few attempts, Syracuse's last win came back in 2017 when Eric Dungy was at the helm playing quarterback for the Orange. But SU has kept it close for the most part. You exclude 2019 and 2020 when the Orange had difficult seasons. Other than that, SU has played Clemson about as close as anybody else in the country, including a season ago when the Orange had a massive lead and blew it late in the fourth quarter down in Death Valley. And flipping ahead to this weekend, Syracuse and Clemson in the Dome, a noon kickoff when Syracuse tries to move Clemson to 2-3. The last time the Tigers had more than 3 losses in a season came all the way back in 2011. And for a more in-depth analysis pregame, make sure you join us on YouTube or OTN for live Cuse Countdown outside of the Dome at 10:30 on Saturday morning. As the calendar winds toward October, that not only means key conference football matchups like Syracuse and Clemson, it also means playoff baseball. But this year, not for the Mets or Yankees, both New York teams missing the playoffs for the first time since 2014. The Mets can, however, impact the playoff picture in their current series with the Marlins, though. The Mets currently facing off against Miami, and yesterday a doubleheader at Citi Field. Early in Game 1, it was all New York as the Mets won 11-2 thanks to 3 home runs. But in Game number 2, 2 late runs for the Marlins in the top of the 9th inning, and Miami picked up a big Game 2 victory over New York. That put, when you look at the playoff picture, Miami right in it. And we move ahead to tonight's matchup. The Fish and the Mets, Game 3 of 3 at Citi Field, a 7:10 first pitch. Jesus Luzardo pitching for Miami, David Peterson towing the rubber for New York. And when you look at Miami's playoff picture, in the NL wild card, it's jam-packed at the top with 4 games remaining. The Cubs are tied with the Fish for the final spot. Philadelphia has already clinched the top wild card spot, and the Diamondbacks sit 2 games above both Miami and Chicago. Again, 4 games to play in the final week of the regular season in Major League Baseball. And finally, one of the best weekends of the year for golf fans begins in just hours. Across the pond, opening ceremonies are complete for the Ryder Cup. Europe and the U.S. square off in a biennial match play event. The U.S. won at Whistling Straits 19-9 2 years ago. This weekend, the matches are held at Marco Simone Golf and Country Club. The first 4 alternate shot matches begin at 1:35 a.m. Eastern Time. The last time Team USA won in Europe was 1993, and captain for the U.S., Zach Johnson, already releasing his team to play in the first 4 matches. Notable members left out of those first 4 matches, Justin Thomas and Jordan Spieth. Golf fans need to get to bed early tonight because they need to set the alarms and get up to watch the first 4 matches of the Ryder Cup. Ben and Bradley, back to you guys.
Yeah, Andrew, I will be setting my alarm. A lot to follow for me as a golf fan. But Ben, you'll be following the Marlins. Do you think they could do it?
I hope they do. I hope they do. Big game tonight.
All right, we'll see. When we come back, Max Williams with your wake-up weather.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family.
Yeah!
Oh, I thought you were on my team.
We get an opportunity to play the Clemson Tigers, and we enjoy that game.
Cuse Countdown is live. We welcome you to a live edition of Cuse Countdown.
Brand new year, time to right the wrong.
When you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be mostly cloudy skies and temperatures are going to be cooler within the mid-50s. Guys, back over to you.
All right, Max, I like what I'm seeing over there. Ben, real quick, any fall break plans?
Yeah, I have a big fall break plan. I'm going to Las Vegas, actually. Being 21
Really?
now, I'm really excited to go to Vegas for the weekend, and hopefully I come back a winner.
Wow, well, I'm seriously considering heading over to Scotland because if you check out Airbnb, you could rent out Shrek's Swamp. So here's the deal. It's €0, completely priceless, and Airbnb says that's a nod to the priceless refuge of Shrek's swamp. So look, you could start renting it October 13th. That's right in the middle of our fall break. That gives us 2 days, so I'm gonna have to get to Scotland very fast. You can take a look at the swamp right there, or not, but it looks pretty nice. What do you think, Ben?
Well, it's absolutely a fantastic winter break location, but listen, that's all the time we have in the show this afternoon or this evening.
For more of the latest, you can follow us at CitrusTV News on X, or check out our website at citrustv.com.
Alongside Bradley Hoppenstein, I'm Benjamin Schiller. Have a good night.